Hey, look who it is. Daddy's boy.
Have you ever wanted the approval of someone so badly you felt you would break yourself into pieces to get it?
That's enough.
That you would contort your own soul into a shape you thought they might recognize, value, or perhaps might love?
Fucking nobody.
What happens when that person is your parent? And what happens when that parent is also your king? This is the world of succession. A world of impossible wealth, of corporate warfare, of power that can move markets and shape nations. But beneath the gloss of the private jets and the sharp-edged suits, it is a show about a group of children trapped in a gilded cage, starving for the affection of a father who deals in transactions, not love. And at the very heart of this tragedy, we find Kendall Roy, a man who has everything a person could ever want, and yet seems to be drowning in an ocean of emptiness. This is the story of a prince haunted by the ghost of a living king. For most of the show, Kendall is performing. He is playing the role he believes he was born to play, Logan Roy 2.0. He wears the costume, the sharp suits, the expensive sneakers. He speaks the language, a fluent, almost manic stream of corporate buzzwords, designed to project strength and vision. He tries to be the killer his father wants him to be. The takeover attempts, the public betrayals, the declarations of war, they are all acts in a play, and the only person in the audience he truly cares about is his father.
You're my son. I did my best. And whenever you fucked up, I cleaned up your shit.
He is a child playing dress-up in his father's oversized suit, hoping this time it might finally fit. And nowhere is this desperate performance more clear, more raw and more heartbreaking than in what is perhaps his most infamous moment.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight to honor my dad's life and work. So, when Rhea was planning this, she asked me to help out with a little tribute of a certain flavor.
The rap. It is on the surface one of the most uncomfortable moments in television history. But it is so much more than that. This isn't just a misguided attempt to be cool. This is a court jester's performance for an unmovable monarch.
Check it. Born on the north bank, king of the east side, 50 years strong, now he's rolling in a sick rod, handmade suits, raking in loot.
It is an act of profound self-humiliation offered up as a sacrifice in the desperate hope of seeing a flicker of warmth, of affection in his father's eye.
Cannot look away.
L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing like a pro, see.
He isn't just performing a song, he is performing his own loyalty. He is debasing himself to prove his love. And Logan's response, a cold, stone-faced tolerance, is the entire tragedy of their relationship in a miniature. Kendall mistakes tolerance for affection, and Logan mistakes loyalty for love.
Creator of dues, father of many, paid all his dues, so don't try to run your mouth at the king. Just pucker up, bitch, and go kiss the ring. L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing.
When the performance of power fails, Kendall turns to the performance of excess. If he cannot earn his father's love, perhaps he can build a monument so large, so loud, so undeniably present that it cannot be ignored. His 40th birthday party is not a celebration. It is a meticulously constructed cry for help. A fortress of solitude built from irony and spectacle. He builds a literal treehouse, a replica of his childhood safe space, and invites hundreds of people he doesn't care about to witness his curated loneliness. He builds a pink, womb-like tunnel for his guests to enter through, a desperate Freudian plea to be reborn in the eyes of his mother. Every choice is a performance designed to project an image of a man who is in on the joke. But the party is hollow. It's a desperate attempt to fill the immense void left by his father's approval with noise, with spectacle, with anything that might distract from the quiet, gnawing truth that he is profoundly and completely alone. This feeling of a man paralyzed by the legacy of his father is not a new story. In fact, it's one of the oldest in the book. To truly understand Kendall Roy, we have to look at him through the lens of a classic Shakespearean tragedy. Kendall Roy is modern-day Hamlet. Think about it. Both are princes, burdened by the immense shadow of a powerful father/king. Both are tasked with an impossible mission. Hamlet must avenge his father's death. Kendall must survive his father's life and eventually replace him. Both are prone to erratic, almost manic behavior, followed by periods of deep, philosophical melancholy. Hamlet famously feigned madness to enact his plans. Kendall's entire public persona, the business speak, the performative wokeness, the L to the OG rap, is its own kind of madness. A desperate costume he wears to navigate a court where authenticity is a fatal weakness. Both are intelligent, sensitive souls who are fundamentally unsuited for the brutal world they were born into. They are both, at their core, sad princes in a story that demands them to be a ruthless king. And like all great tragedies, the performance must eventually end. For Kendall, that moment comes in the dirt, on a dusty road in Tuscany. His confession that he was involved in the death of the waiter at Shiv's wedding is the single most honest moment of his entire life. In that scene, the costume finally comes off. He's not the prince. He is just a broken child, finally admitting to his siblings that he is drowning. It is the moment he accepts that he is not and can never be his father. And that realization, that admission of weakness, is the only piece of genuine connection he finds in the entire series. In the end, he wins. Logan is gone. But in the process of fighting his father's ghost, he loses everything else. He loses the company, he loses his family, he loses the very purpose that has defined his entire tortured existence. And that is the quiet, devastating footnote of Kendall Roy's story. His tragedy wasn't a battle for a boardroom. He was a son who just wanted his father to look at him and say, "I love you." The final irony is that the only way he could truly be free of his father's shadow was to lose the kingdom itself. And he is left with nothing but the freedom. A quiet, empty, and terrifying freedom.